What up, dog?
What up, dog? Welcome back to A Lady and a Savage podcast. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome.
Appreciate it.
I am Tosha.
And I'm Chuck.
And let's just, what you say?
Get right into the shit. Ain't no point to beat around the bush.
All right, so see, what happened was, thank y'all for watching last week's episode, which was a re-air, but some of you probably saw it for the first time. But in any case, we thank you for the support. Sometimes life happens, and life happened to me and Chuck at the same time. So we had to just roll with the punches, and we appreciate y'all for doing the same.
It definitely happened. But
we are back in the studio today, and we are ready to do what we do. So first things first, now more than ever would be a great time for you guys to invest in this greatness.
Definitely. And we need your money.
Love a sponsor, okay?
No, we need. At this point, we need your money.
Okay.
So I need you to send me some money. Even if you don't want to sponsor, just cash at me. You can Zelle me. You can DM me and ask me how you can send me forms of money. But right now, I'm taking all forms of payment before I do my OnlyFans with my feet. And I already got photos on deck. I got ideas of what I want to do with my feet, so y'all can really enjoy it.
Ditto. However, if I have to venture into OnlyFans,
what's that?
I'm committed. I'm going hard.
My shit already created.
I'm gonna be on that mug with a face mask.
I'm ready to go. I'm literally ready to go. All I gotta do is release and start posting my OnlyFans. Like, I've been had it for like a year, but I had put it on hold for a minute because I was taking pictures of my feet when I would travel.
For a minute.
Yeah, for a little minute. That was something else. Inside joke.
Oh, good grief.
But what we got going on today? What's going on in the streets?
So, like I was saying, for sure, send us your sponsorship. If you have a business that you would like marketed and promoted on the show, reach out to us. A Lady and a Savage podcast at gmail.com is our email, and all of our social media inboxes are open. Also, definitely, if you would like to be a guest on this show, please hit us up. Same avenues. Our inbox and our email is open. Also, please don't forget, we are live, so we have a hotline. Hit us up. Join the discussion.
Can't stress that enough. Definitely. Today would be actually a good day because I want to hear some shit that's on y'all mind, or I want to just hear some foolery. Like, seriously, like we are in the studio.
Y'all call in.
No guests.
248-854-9850. 248-854-9850.
Oh, and one of our viewers asked if we could flash the phone number more often, like more times per show.
Oh, across the little thing.
Yeah. So
whoever asked that, the caveat is,
they better call
have you called?
Well, they wanted to, and it flashed too soon.
So we're gonna flash
the
hell out of you. So you better call. Then.
Okay.
All right, they better call.
Right.
They talking to you, Dad. So
did she just call him out?
Yeah.
So right into it. The officer who shot Patrick Loyola, we reported this in April. Mm-hmm. He was shot in Grand Rapids on April 4th. He has, the officer in his shooting has been charged officially with second-degree murder. So shout out to that. That's a real charge. Now, what we want to see
is a conviction
after trial is a full sentencing. We talked about this on the drive over.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I want to see a conviction.
And what else did you say that was super important about the sentencing? That they need to be,
definitely that law enforcement should be hit with the maximum sentencing because as one who made an oath to abide and actually push and protect and uphold the law, for you to break it definitely should be a harder penalty.
And this the cop that's the guy that got shot in the back of the head, right?
Yep.
Yeah, remember he was his family was here from another country.
He had just moved here.
Yeah, he
on top of that.
Long.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate, and I hope that, there's nothing that is going to satisfy that family other than a conviction, which still is not going to bring their loved ones back. But I also hope that they hit their ass in the pockets where it hurt too.
Word.
So, they need to make these police be the ones culpable for compensation.
Yeah. Well, they ain't got no money. Half of them broke. You know.
I'm just saying they got a
like a restitution or something. They need to.
No,
they have insurance though. I think.
I mean, I guess, but I'm just saying, like they got a what's the thing they
pensions?
Yeah, they pensions. Like when shit gotta come out of y'all budget. You know what I'm saying for the police department because
that'd
y'all
be
out
a
here
good bill idea.
Like that. That's the type of shit that should be happening. I bet money that most of these officers.
New bill alert.
They not about to be just shooting somebody because they know like it's coming out of their paycheck and it's coming out of their budget.
I like that.
Sure.
I support.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So that means the police chief's gonna really be like, oh, you do that, you definitely fired.
Well, shit, all of them. They're not gonna want to do nothing because it's coming out directly impact to their financials. So that would change their perspective of some of the actions that they take.
Yeah, like they don't have that responsibility. So it's like, you know.
There's no accountability because it's bad watching the bad.
That's why they still keep putting them on paid leave and stuff like that.
Man, that be so. When I hear that paid leave,
you know what I think of when I hear that? Let me go bust a motherfucker in the head and then let me get on.
Can I get paid leave?
Because when you put somebody on paid, that's a paid. Like there is no punishment in sending me home with pay.
I don't gotta go to work. I don't gotta go to work. I don't gotta suit up.
I don't have to deal with y'all.
In that hot uniform.
Come on, that's
not a punishment. Y'all are playing in people's face with that shit.
But we definitely hoping and praying for a conviction because anything else is just a waste of time and it would just crush. And we know how that goes and what could possibly come from that. So I hope everybody make the right decision.
Word. Next order of business, Robert Kelly won't be bumping and grinding anytime soon.
What happened?
He won't be seeing the light of day outside of the slammer, at least if the prosecutors in his case have their way. They have asked the U.S. District Court judge to sentence this convicted sex trafficker to a prison sentence in excess of 25 years.
Damn. So wait a minute. So they consider him a sex trafficker?
Is he not? Let's talk about it.
I mean...
He's very much so. He had the last thing he did before, like, for real getting locked up, he was running, like, a borderline brothel.
So he was pimping them out.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't been following a case like that.
That's how those last few girls, Azriel, Cleary, and I forget the other young lady's name, but he had turned her out and made her be a boy.
So he was getting money in exchange for them, like... Help me understand.
I don't know if he was getting paid in that way.
But he was just having them commit sexual acts.
Yes, but he was setting them up. Like I said, the one girl, he made her turn to completely a boy. Like turned her into a stud. And he had her doing stuff with one of the other girls in the house. So, yeah, he definitely brainwashed.
Well, what made it a brothel?
Because it's more than one chick up in there.
Well, a lot of people have multiple women that live with them. So.
You love to defend R. Kelly.
No, I'm not defending. No, because I actually, I mean, I feel, I get the uproar. I get the whole, I get all that. We know that the nigga was sick in certain ways, but a lot of that shit is like, this man didn't go out and, as fucked up as it's gonna sound, y'all not gonna like it. Okay. He didn't go out and kidnap, take, and I'm not understanding the against their will. I understand the mental control. I understand the age difference. I understand the wrongness in the age difference, the wrongness in all that bullshit. But what bothers me is the way that they just putting it all on him. Like, this man had to have an entire camp. These parents had to play a part in this. So to say, let's give him a life sentence when it probably took a team about 30 to keep his sick sexual desires fulfilled. For sure. So what are they getting? Like, I feel like with his situation, that shit just, I think they making it more. And I think that a lot of this is really like these parents was selling these girls to him. He was sending them money. He was taking care of the family. So in exchange, they giving up their daughter, they giving up their niece, they giving up this other, like they giving up their friends.
But the parents' argument is that it was under the guise of their daughter's embarking on a music career. They didn't think they were selling their daughters to this man.
You ain't heard a single in 3 years from your daughter, or if you have not seen your daughter in 2 and 3 years, she ain't singing shit. Like,
just saying.
And R. Kelly already had allegations out. So
from the first piece,
I can't even roll with some of the parents' excuses.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I don't wish they could get life for that.
I do think he deserves life because he's been doing this for a long time.
Word. So the word exactly.
It'd be different if it just popped up, but like he's been doing this for over 20 years.
Yes.
Like 30 years.
Yes, while
you know
making music.
What's the old boy name?
Time.
What was the old? Was Weinstein?
Nope, Harvey Weinstein.
Did he die?
Did he die? I don't know.
I don't know if he died or.
I'll have to look that up. I don't know if he died.
Okay. Because I want to know, what did he get?
I got somebody checking in on Instagram. They said all of them involved need to be punished.
They do though, because of the whole.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think of the documentary
I think everybody that's connected should get the punishment.
Yeah.
But I do think R. Kelly deserves life.
But even in the documentary Surviving R. Kelly, the people who were like working with his camp or whatever, they talked about how they kind of felt like their hands were tied. This was their livelihood.
Like, old girl Sparkle said herself that she immediately knew that was her niece when she saw the video. And the crazy part about it is they tried to justify it and say because she wouldn't testify or because somebody else wouldn't testify. You can't tell me that the state of Chicago, the city of Chicago, didn't have some type of jurisdiction where statewide they could actually press charges on him versus waiting for somebody to testify and say that was me. One, she was underage, so you shouldn't even want to put her on the stand. And then two, why do she have to be the one to say that was me?
Yeah.
She would never say that was me. You know how mentally fucked up she is from that experience? Why would she say, hey, that's me, for the world to know that was me? I don't even think they should have had that as part of anything. And if that was the case, he should have been locked up.
Well, here's what the prosecution had to say. In light of the seriousness of the offenses, the need for specific deterrence, and the need to protect the public from further crimes of the defendant, as well as the other factors set forth in federal law, the government respectfully submits that a sentence in excess of 25 years is warranted. They also reminded the judge that Kelly is technically eligible for a possible life sentence, but left their recommendation open-ended for the judge to consider. A Brooklyn jury convicted Kelly on racketeering, child exploitation, and other charges back in September 27, 2021, and the jury agreed that he was guilty on all counts.
Damn. So now we just waiting on the judge to give the sentence.
So
somebody in my comments said they also didn't get R. Kelly the proper help when he said he was molested.
But when did he come out with that? It was late as hell.
No, he said that.
That's actually been said
early on in the 90s. Yeah, he's mentioned that several times.
He also didn't get himself the proper damn help.
But that was because he was being fed what he wanted. That's not the help. That's why I said that everybody involved. Don't try to come and say that
was the problem when you could have got.
Well, she's not saying that's the
not her.
problem.
I'm talking about him.
Well,
don't bring that to the light as if.
Well, that is part of the problem.
Well, no, but that's the root of the problem. Yeah. So we always ignore the root. Like, why did he molest somebody else?
Because he was touched. Somebody was doing it.
Because somebody did it to him for years.
Well, now he can get that help in jail.
He's not getting that help in jail. He's not getting it in jail.
My mind's telling me.
He's definitely not getting that help in jail.
That ain't gonna bother him. He like the bussy.
But everybody that was involved that enabled him and
should go to jail.
You know, they should get some time too.
Definitely. But I'm still playing his music. So everybody can hate me.
Enjoy them greatest hits because he ain't making another.
Definitely playing. Like that mean I can't. Y'all don't want to hear slow jam?
I don't.
Slow dance. Come on, now. That's a classic.
You ain't see that TikTok I did when it was like do the blind react to 90s R&B?
My kid was made off TP too. And one of them was
a R. Kelly song, and I'm like, I just made a face like I'm not singing this one.
I'm like 12 play.
Come on, my body's calling.
Bye, R. Kelly.
R. Kelly in public announcement, the first joint, Honey Love.
Come on, now. Give me that.
We're done here.
Now,
Tasha's face.
Honey Love, hey. Y'all got to admit, Honey Love.
Honey Love was about Honey Dip's young ones, and I just can't anymore. Okay?
No, no Honey Dip.
Why wasn't it?
You don't think you got honey as a grown woman?
What? This fool said He ain't never been talking about no grown. Show me some ID.
No, because he would be messing with some grown women. He was going home and playing with whatever he had hostage. But he was dealing with a lot of grown women. I knew a couple chicks that dated him. Like
three. He married a grown woman. He had one grown woman girlfriend that was on the documentary.
They actually our age now. The ones that I know that dated them, they our age now. They 40.
R. Kelly is a herpes-infested child molester, and we need to move on.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm not going to argue that. But, okay. What's next on this?
All right. And last but not least, Joy Behar, one of the co-hosts on The View, was in the news for a controversial statement that she made that I actually happen to agree with it, but we're going to play the clip.
Yeah, because which one is that?
Joy Behar is, I believe she's Jewish, but she is the older lady. She has like the reddish hair, and it's kind of in this like layered.
Oh, the one that was in Bewitched or something?
I don't think she's ever been in a movie though.
You know what I'm talking about? I know who you're talking about, but it's not. Back in the day.
Yeah, but it's not. That's not her.
The red hair that was.
You
in
might
the
be able to see her. Is
the good witch?
You just playing the sound, or you going?
No, I'm getting ready.
Yeah, you'll see her. No, I'm just telling Chuck so he can see her. You'll see her, and you'll recognize her.
I don't watch The View.
Yeah, but you've seen her, and you'll recognize her when you see her.
I know that's what Whoopi on.
Right.
Yes. Same show.
She's one of the co-hosts.
Y'all see her and her mama?
Who?
Whoopi Goldberg and her mama.
Her mom's alive? They twins.
What the fuck?
Twinning.
Yes, her mama had her by herself.
All right, y'all, check this out.
AR-15 owners are former military, 35 plus and married. One more thing. So that's all I'm saying is that they're not just crazy people.
Okay. Here's the thing. Once black people get guns in this country, the gun laws will change. Trust me.
All right, so she caught a little bit of heat for that because some people thought it was a racist statement, but I personally thought it was a very real statement. I don't think
it was racist. I think that she could have delivered it a little differently, but I think because it's just a quick comment, quick short snippet of whatever, that's kind of people immediately probably took offense to it. But
they only saying it's racist because she ain't black.
But it's a fact, because what she's really saying is that if more of our young kids, 18, 19 years old, if they buying ARs and they buying all these machine guns, and we was walking around with them as much as they are, then definitely the gun laws will change, because it's not our children that's shooting up schools and shit, you know. So to that point, I feel what she's saying. If these was black kids doing this shit in the black community,
they'd be locking us up.
You have to be 25 to get an AR.
You wouldn't even get to the end of the corner before the cops get caught.
But we're not buying them as much as they are, and not even that. You know, all of them automatic weapons are actually sold more than handguns now. So that's why they're not even trying to hear anything to do with changing that, because that's how they're making their money right now.
Yeah, I think that really what it is, too, is that people need to be more in tune with the reality. And the talk is about gun reform as a whole. Mm-hmm. And the clip, of course, only caught her soundbite, but she had actually already been going back and forth with the other young lady on the set and just basically talking about what it's going to take to get some real gun reform behind some of these mass shootings that people that don't look like us have done.
And to her point, if we was to be doing that shit,
and from an ally standpoint, she's saying, let black people start. I bet you will see a change then. And that's something that we would say on our own behalf, but she said it first.
And she's using her privilege in that moment to say
we appreciate
that if it was in the black community, things would be different.
Period.
She was right. So.
Shout out to Joy Behar. You were right. We support that.
I still don't know who you really are, but
oh gosh,
I'm gonna have to look her up. I heard her voice. It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
For sure. Okay. So now we got a little he say, she say scenario. Somebody wrote us again about their life. Ready?
Let me hear this shit.
So I have a boyfriend of 1.5 years who is caring, sweet, spoils me, and loves me more than I love him.
Sounds like a lot.
We do have issues from time to time, but we always work them out, and we have plans of building a future together. Recently, I moved to a different department at work and met someone who was smart, funny, and really handsome. I knew I was attracted to him the minute I saw him. I realized I started making simple mistakes when he is around, and I am so ashamed of the intimate fantasies that pop in my head whenever I see him. I am very careful not to mention anything about him when talking to my boyfriend because my boyfriend tends to get jealous easily, and I worry that he will sense something if I do. Is this normal? Is it just lust? Please go easy on me. I already feel so bad and ashamed, and I don't think I can tell anyone about this in real life.
My opinion is I hear several different contradictions in her statement. One, you said that he loves you more than you love him. Y'all relationship is great. Y'all work through everything. But then you also said that he's insecure and he gets jealous easily. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but you got eyes, we all got eyes, and if you see somebody, you're 9 times out of 10 probably going to be attracted to somebody else. You may fantasize about somebody else. That's normal. You're a normal person unless you're actually acting on it, and then that makes the wrong. So I don't really get the question, because if she hasn't made a move or allowed them to disrespect her or anything inappropriate, it's all thoughts. What's wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with a thought? Is that wrong? Because if you say
I don't think it's anything wrong, but the tone. I'm gonna go with the tone of the message.
She want to do it from
yes,
a woman
it sounds
perspective.
like she don't even trust herself. Like what she didn't say
that he can get it.
The next thing she should have said was, at any minute
he can get it.
All he got to do is say the word, and I'm stuck.
But that's see.
I mean,
that's one
it's
of those
still a
things.
thought though.
And that's okay. I feel like that's
she ain't
okay.
acted on it.
It's okay. Maybe she should talk to him about it, though. Maybe she should ask him, how he feel about her desires. Maybe that'll open up some conversation, or maybe she'll see if that's really the person that she wants, because she said he loved her more than she loved him. So she might be one foot out.
And I wanted to know the significance of her saying that, honestly. Like, what was her point in that?
She a pimp.
That's why I'm like, you ready to act? All is gonna
She
take.
probably fucking old boy in the bathroom.
I hear a lot of women say they want the man to love them more than they love him.
And I get that.
In their mind, that means, what I'm saying, like, he ain't going nowhere. He really want me because he love me.
But we do that anyway, because we really only get love back when we got something. Like, if we ain't coming home with nothing and we ain't doing shit, she don't love your ass. You getting on her nerves. She wants you to get out the house. She telling you, then go hang out with your friend. Like, so real talk. Like, we do love y'all more. That's why you want nigga to pay all your bills, right? Like, come on. I gotta love you more if I'm paying all this shit. I'm taking care of your grown ass. If your money is your money, you goddamn better believe I love you more. Like, come on.
I think the I love you more statement, people take it far too literally. I don't really think that's what it's supposed to mean. I think what it means is that
it should be equal.
It's very easy for women to be nurturing. It's easy for women to fall. Like you see women out here all the time falling for the bare minimum, stuff that should be really automatic, and they mind is blown.
No, some of y'all fall in love after 3 weeks.
No, real talk.
I be hearing shit.
So
like,
I think that
I'm in love, like I love him.
So when women say
they fall in love within a week. What
so
you
when
mean?
women say or older people say a man should love you more than you love him, I think that they just mean that love should be established first. Like, you should know that he's already all in before you let your guard down, because it's easy for us to be all in.
See, I don't think none of that matter. I think you just gotta go with the flow. And if you love somebody or if you feeling them, you can't really base it off what they doing for you, because it's supposed to be a real, genuine feeling. Like, I can't wait till you love me a certain way before I say, oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. Like, and unfortunately, sometimes you got to suck that shit up because it's not reciprocating.
Exactly. I mean, I had somebody in my past, like way back in my past, that would do anything I would ask him to do, and I still ain't have nothing for him. So it shouldn't be about that, and it can't be about that. I think that it is an energy, it's a feeling, it's a vibe, it's a connection. It's a connection. And I think that's what's really missing from a lot of these relationships and situationships is people aren't looking for the connection. It's a what's in it for me. And I think that when you meet somebody that you vibe with, that's the thing that draws you to them, is the connection. And it's the thing that should draw you to them.
So basically you telling her to go ahead and fuck him.
No, I'm telling her.
Because it's the connection.
I'm telling her.
And she connected with him. She fucking up at work when
I'm
he come
telling
around.
her, don't be greedy. Don't F around and mess up a good thing and mess up somebody.
Because you lusting.
If you want to explore options, let that man go. You know what I mean? Like, you can still be...
Or tell him.
Dealing with him, too. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can still deal with him, but let him go from a commitment standpoint. Because if y'all are not on the same page and wanting the same things, and you find yourself... Because, I mean, you can see some eye candy anytime and be like, dang, he fine if you in a relationship, but that's not going to move you because you know what you got over here is what's keeping...
all day. And
so I think that she's just... really not ready. She might be young. She didn't give an age, but she might be young.
I heard a little youngness in that.
Yeah, so she just not ready. She got the relationship, but she ain't ready for what she got.
It's not that long. And see, a lot of people here, a year and a half, that's not a long time to be with somebody.
I think it's easy for her to look at somebody else because she know this nigga is insecure. I think that jealousy shit got her like,
She probably curious.
Do I want to keep dealing with the jealous shit? And I see this guy here like, oh my God.
But I think making the statement, he loves me more than I love him, is you not being ready to be in a relationship too.
Or she want the relationship,
in the way
but she want to do something, but don't want to jeopardize the relationship.
Shorty, you need to be single. I'm going to be honest. These are just my thoughts.
I'm going to tell you what they ain't going to tell you. Go ahead. Knock that shit out real quick in the bathroom on lunch break.
Oh,
you trying to get her in trouble?
If it ain't what you been thinking about, just wash your hands. Walk past them like you ain't never seen them a day in their life.
Ladies and gentlemen,
y'all got to work together on projects. Keep that shit real professional. But we grown, and if you want to go ahead and get that shit off your chest, just go ahead, get it off with. Like, it don't have to be talked about ever. Her dude don't have to ever know. Like, just let them go ahead and get that shit out the way.
So you're advising she cheat?
No, what I'm saying is...
yes.
That's
exactly what you just said.
No, what I'm saying is that if somebody is that... If you are that attracted to somebody that you're fumbling your words or you messing up at work and you can't do all of this and you can't do all... It's only going to take them to tap you on the shoulders. So go ahead and still have some self-control and self-respect to be in control of the situation and just get it out the way.
That's cheating. So unless she tell her man.
Well, tell him.
Can I get a hall pass?
Well, tell your man you want to take a break for a little bit.
Tell your man you want a hall pass. Maybe he'll be down for that. But then you just
no, he not gonna be down for a hall pass if he jealous. If he jealous, he definitely ain't down for no hall pass.
And he ain't down for no watching either. So
and tell him you need a little break or something.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and handle your business.
Tell us what you into, friend.
There's nothing wrong with a little watch.
But it do sound like she ready to jump his bones.
Yeah, she ready. You know she want
him.
And she gonna get him.
You know what I'm saying? She probably can get him.
She gonna do it.
She just gotta decide.
She probably already fucked him in the bathroom.
She just gotta decide if she want to creep or if she just want to be like, let me put my man on pause because I just...
Sound like she did. And she probably still is. And she don't know what to do because he's turning into something different. It's probably what's really happening.
But the thoughts are normal. To answer her first question, you know what I'm saying? And is it lust?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It is. She don't know nothing about him for real like that.
Everybody,
he's
you know
smart,
what I'm saying?
he's funny, and he's handsome.
Especially at work. Everybody a totally different person outside of the office. There's a couple of people that's 100% authentic themselves, which is, some
We're going to have a chat about that, too. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about the work husbands.
The work husbands.
Because y'all be jealous of the work husbands, and I don't get it.
I've never been jealous of anybody.
Who be jealous of the work husbands?
I got people who be like, y'all ain't watching girls and y'all work husbands. And I'm like, it's harmless.
And see, we're going to have to define what you mean by jealousy because I've never been the jealous
person.
Who
you be dealing with?
But I ask questions.
He's not nobody that it's just a homie. It's not anyone that I dated or date.
Hey.
No.
You a work husband?
Hold it down. You tell him that.
Save somebody some money.
Boog, you want the work husbands to hold it down?
Listen,
get that lunch.
I'm not mad at no work husband. You gonna treat my wife to work? Go ahead, man. Treat her to lunch. Take her to dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just make sure I get some leftovers.
It be like
God
that,
damn
though.
it.
I've been a work husband. I've definitely been several work husbands. Like, it's just... You do have that one person sometimes.
You were my work husband in my head at WAMU.
That's what I'm saying.
And that conversation,
made
that's
so much easier.
That's too much for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like they always gonna have an issue with the work husband, work wife thing. But I'm like,
I think it's just the word.
It ain't even
but
that.
It don't sound like old boy. She don't want old boy to be work husband. She wants
she just want him to be a jump off.
Yeah,
a jump off.
She trying to see, do I go ahead and play with him?
But then again, she did say some key words. it could be more than just a jump off, because when you say stuff like he's smart and funny, that means y'all been having conversations.
Funny is an instant moisturizer.
Y'all been having conversations, so he's appealing to your intellect.
Yeah,
which we already know for women. That's like that's number one.
Especially me.
And then you making her laugh.
Fuck making her laugh. You making her make mistakes.
But I'm just saying,
she ain't even thinking about the regular things that she do. She just.
But I'm just saying, you appealed to my intellect, and then you made me laugh.
He in there,
and you fine to her. She like, yeah.
What they say, cat calling. Yeah, he in there.
So what kind of cologne he be wearing? She probably be all in.
She probably bought him stuff. Look, the way she wrote that, I don't believe it. I believe they already got it in. She just trying to. She feel bad. She feels stupid for asking the question because she's already committed the crime. That's just the bottom line. She already
only from the savage himself.
So I think her scenario is a good way to segue into our topic of the night, because, like I said, she sounded a little young, and I think that you don't really gotta commit.
And you gotta be careful with dudes at work when you young, because I know me back in the day, that was just like, picking apples.
I ain't mess with nobody at work.
Oh, that was great.
I think I only hooked up with like one person that I worked. No, two people that I ever worked with. Both of them was older than me though.
I don't think I've ever had a work sitch.
So my situations was cool because I already knew like it wasn't gonna be no chitter chatter. They weren't about to be spreading stuff through the office because they was older. They was I was they jump off basically.
In my 20s,
you know what I'm saying? So,
I did not have somebody at work. And my probably between my 20s, like it was always somebody at work. Like how you get through your week.
The majority of my jobs, I was just like y'all eye candy, but I ain't messing with nobody at work. I don't need nobody messing up my money.
They never did that. Well, they attempted to. One of them did. You know who you are. They did attempt to mess up my money. They tried to get me fired, actually.
Yeah, that's grimy.
But it was cool.
That's why I never mess with women.
But it was cool though. It was cool because I still had the upper hand.
Like I said, the two that I did, they was older, like way older. So like the first chick, I was managing at Target. I was managing the this was when 1 hour photo was like banging in Target. And I was managing that boy, and she was one of the managers for customer service, and she was like 15 years older than me.
That ain't bad.
Wow. She pulled up on me one day in the back supply room. I was checking inventory.
You gotta watch them.
And she was just like, you know what I'm saying, like, what's up?
No,
and I'm just like,
they be taking.
Cougars be cougars.
I was like, what's up? And she was like, you know what I'm saying, you want to go have dinner with me after work? And I was like, what?
Yeah, them 15 year difference. She taking.
Soon as she hit me with the you want to have dinner after work, my treat, and I was like,
yeah, because
this what we doing tonight?
Later it's gonna be your treat.
Then and she got a treat too.
Yeah, that's how it be.
So is a woman who is not aspiring to marriage or ready to settle down automatically considered for the streets? Yeah.
Like considered for the, my opinion.
Does that make her for the streets?
I think everybody is for the streets unless you married. I mean, unless you married and gay, or y'all could be living together and be in a committed relationship. But if you are dating or you single, y'all all for the streets. Like, and I think that's half of the problem. People like dating doesn't mean all this exclusive shit. Like, everybody for the streets, and I don't think nothing wrong with it. Like, if you're not in a committed relationship, you should be able to freely do whatever you choose and feel at any moment without any judgment.
So a big buzz is because the whole Lori Harvey, Michael B. Jordan thing, their whole little breakup, which I already have said that I don't even think the relationship was a real relationship. I think it was a PR arranged relationship. But let's just say it was a real relationship. Everybody is like putting the fault on her because the statement that was released was that he was ready to take things to the next level and have a bigger commitment, and that's what caused her to.
What's the bigger commitment?
They didn't use these words, but let's say like the next step would be engagement, moving into, and she's 25, he's 35.
No.
And she
made the right decision at 25.
But because of that, they're calling her for the streets.
She's not for the streets
because she ain't ready to commit.
I don't see shit wrong with what she's doing.
And they say she wasted the man's time.
Come on, man.
need to stop that.
If he mad about the time that he got to spend with her, then he need to go talk to a therapist.
How long? They weren't even together that long.
They were together like a year and some change.
So he had a good time. And if he was with her for a year and some change,
No,
she was 20.
She was there for a good time, not a long time.
At that time. But I'm saying for him, that was a good time.
Yeah, when they went.
Why would we think somebody ready at 25?
Why would you even want her at 25?
I think some people are ready at 25, but it's not a problem that she isn't.
Not to get married.
I don't think anybody in their 20s is ready to be married.
What about people
we make the choices to get married because it's been programmed for us to be like, hey, you go to school, you get a job, and then you get married and start a family. It's been programmed. Like this is what our parents like. This is how it's gonna be done. We did it this way. Y'all do it this way. So that's been passed down to each generation. But each generation we see, especially now, it has gotten worse. Why? Because people aren't really ready.
Well,
they're not getting married for the right reasons.
No,
well, I mean, but that too. But they're not really.
Why they're saying this about her, though.
They're not.
It's that mindset.
But they're not really ready.
But she did
you know
the
what I'm
right
saying?
thing.
Like our grandparents, they wasn't really ready, but because of the times and how culture was,
or if you got pregnant,
you know what I'm saying? Like it was just different.
Not the pregnancy.
You know what I'm saying?
Not the old keep a nigga, baby.
Yeah,
and why I just look at my page and they, the little Future album, where he laid back. Why they got Lori Harvey laid back? And that's
so stupid. Now, what I do think is unfair is that people are constantly saying that, like, since she didn't want to commit or have a bigger commitment,
normal, like you said.
But since she didn't want to have a bigger commitment to Michael B. Jordan, they are like saying she isn't good enough for anyone beyond somebody like Future, who was a part of her past.
Oh
man,
people got too much opinions about this young single woman.
She's 25. She ain't even lived for real yet.
You asked me, she the real goat.
She's still developing as a woman. She don't even know herself yet.
Shitting on all y'all sensitive niggas. That's what she's doing.
We have a comment
y'all
that says,
sensitive.
I don't think she wasted his time. She did right by him by letting him go, if that's what happened. Yeah, I mean, to me, I think if it were me right now, at the age I'm at, I don't really give people longer than 6 months, but a year is not a big chunk of my life that I feel like, oh my God, you like wasted a colossal amount of my time. You know what I mean? Like, it's really actually a good amount of time to get to know someone, to realize, yeah, this for me. No, it's not really for me. I don't think we should go further. Like, I'm not tripping, but I think that right now, a lot of men are so quick to label a woman for the streets because they still have this notion in their heads that women can't date and date around. And if you are dating, you automatically are sleeping with somebody. In men's minds, it feels like if you are dating, you're automatically sleeping with these men that you're dating. And they're giving her a reputation of like being a pass around just because she's literally dating.
Right.
And it wouldn't matter if she wasn't famous. Because it's a lot of girls out here who are loving them and leaving them and dating people and being done. So why is it that when a woman is doing it, she for the streets?
I don't think they for the streets. So
I think it's just at the end of the day, it is what it is.
I think that mindset is stupid.
So if you are a gentleman who thinks that a woman is for the streets if she not trying to get married or commit, call 248.
Ain't nobody gonna admit that because that'll be them admitting that they sensitive and insecure. They're not gonna admit that. Ain't no bro.
They
is
may
not
not see themselves that way,
and that they look at women a certain way.
Yeah, they know they weak like that. That's just like dudes out here getting mad when they find out, you know what I'm saying, that the chick was doing something with other people and all that type of shit. Like that's normal. Like if y'all not married, like you really shouldn't be that sensitive. If y'all ain't living together and y'all ain't really got a lot that's jointed, at the end of the day, she's really free to do whatever she wants. Just like you free to do whatever you choose to do. And I think that it's really not a such thing as somebody for the streets. Like, not unless you out here just being a hoe, but sometimes these hoes, they like being a hoe. Like, that's her MO. Like, she don't want to be with just one. She do want to fuck around with multiple.
we've said it time and time again, though. The key thing in these relationships, in any relationship, is communication.
Facts.
If you go into it like saying, hey, you know, I'm interested in something long term, but I'm not sure I'm ready for marriage, but I am willing to be exclusive. I think that that's that's fine. Because, I mean, who wants to sleep? Well, some people do want to sleep around.
But for me, I think that's foolish.
To be exclusive?
Why would I say that I'm not? I just want to date, but I'm gonna be exclusive with you. But I'm not ready for anything further. Then there's no point to be exclusive, because you're given a false reality that there's a possibility that you would be open to that, when there's probably a possibility that you're not open to it at all. So saying that I want to just be exclusive with you is like it's kind of a selfish thing, because you getting both of what you don't want and what you want.
I don't know, because what if you feel like you can't really get a full feel for somebody without being exclusive? Because you got too many people. You need to go to therapy. Too many people in the pot.
Because if you don't, you gotta be able to see somebody in all their rawest forms. Like, you can't set up a perfect scenario where you allow them to really be able to perform for you in a way where you don't have them in situations where they can be themselves. And being yourself means you got to have uncomfortable conversations. And I think that a lot of times that when we say we exclusive, we this, we that automatically eliminates some of those necessary conversations, because we don't have to talk about that. Yeah, the fuck y'all should. Because, like, old girl, she trying to fuck old boy in the bathroom at work. And you thinking that y'all happy at home because y'all exclusive and y'all ain't having them real conversations where y'all asking, like, you know, are you attracted to other people? Do you lust? Do you think about other people? Like, that's why some of that is important, because it's never come up.
Do you think that 10 years is a big age gap, or do you think that it depends on what stage of life that age gap exists? So like 35 and 45 might not be as big as 25 and 35. Because like we got one comment that says she's young. Because of the age range, they are probably in two different stages in life. Some people know in their 20s they want marriage right away. Others aren't even thinking about it.
And she's probably not thinking about it. She's probably not. But I don't think an age difference really.
If she anything like her mother, she ain't thinking about it.
I think the age gap plays a part.
With them being the 25 and the 35.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
but like you said, if it's somebody like 45 and 35, it's a little bit different. A woman that's in her mid 30s, she's thinking differently. You know what I'm saying? If she hasn't already been married and she don't have kids,
45 might be ideal for her.
A 45-year-old guy, if he's stable, you know what I'm saying? They looking for stability. You know what I'm saying? And they already at a place in life where whatever they was doing, they ain't on that no more.
But see, they also might be a little more ignorant than the 25, because all of the life challenges that she done been through, the attitude is amplified 10 more years.
Possibly, but most people, men and women, by the time they get to their mid 30s, they grow the fuck up a lot. Because you can't do some of the dumb stuff that you did in your 20s and get away with it.
Shit. So you know what I'm saying? Where it don't hurt you. Like no,
I mean, men always date women as younger.
Way younger though, like that. Like, are they doing themselves a disservice? Well,
I think it depends. I think it depends on the guy. It depends on what he's looking for. So if he's somebody that's looking for a woman that can bear kids,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's different. He's already thinking like, I need somebody that's younger. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm gonna be, well, I don't think it's shady.
It's to me, it's age discrimination, because women are actually having children older naturally. Jeannie Mai, 42 years old, just got pregnant, birthed a baby.
All I said is men look for women younger.
But I think women like young dudes too.
Yo,
they do.
They do.
Okay,
y'all, we both want younger.
Why are you acting like you don't know I stay ready, Boog?
I don't know what you was ready for in that one. That was just one of those things you just wanted to slam some dudes.
Say that, like I think men say that and women promote that too often a lot. And it's women who are young. But you still got to think about it. It's promoted that way because women's clock runs out. If y'all clock didn't run out, then we would think differently. Y'all at y'all prime for kids when y'all younger. When y'all in y'all 20s, that's y'all prime for kids.
I remember my
You know what I'm saying?
60
when you get into your 30s,
to like your mid-30s. Now, yeah, it's women now having kids in their mid-30s. There's women that's having kids in their 40s. And as we can see, it's women right now having kids in their 50s.
But back
because Janet Jackson just had a kid at 50 years old.
And that was silly.
You know what I'm saying?
That was
silly as fuck.
And she wanted a kid. And I mean, she was still able
But it's happening. And it's
she was still able to, make that happen. She did everything she wanted to do in life. And then she was like, I really want a kid. Let me see if this is still possible.
That was
and she didn't kept herself together, which is another good thing. Like, you can't compare her to other women because a lot of women her age ain't together.
And they don't have
health
that
wise.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's true too.
But she stayed healthy. Part of it was because of her lifestyle. Like if you tour as much as she toured, you know what I'm saying? Your body had to be
structured. Somebody cooking her food.
Saying?
She got a whole plan.
Yeah.
So
she guaranteed to be healthy when you had that kind of money.
She had a moment in time where she could just be like, let me just chill.
But she's stupid for that.
I still want a kid. You know what I'm saying? And
don't nobody want no 50-year-old baby mama.
Shit.
Fuck out of here.
If it's Janet Jackson, I do.
I don't.
Shit.
I don't want her 50-year-old baby mama ass.
Shit. You a lie.
50-year-old baby mama, period.
You a lie.
Because one, she don't want you. She just want the baby. She really trying to figure out how to X your ass out. Because I bet Janet ain't still with old boy.
We don't know.
She's not.
I'm sure she's not.
She's not.
She got the baby. That when they get to that age and they want a kid, you really are not even a factor in the situation.
I mean, I'm cool with that. I ain't got to worry about child support. I could just come and see the baby.
If this the one I want, do I want to have a baby with him? I think I'm having a baby with him.
We ain't got to take no pictures. We ain't got to do no family pictures.
Oh, Jesus. If you're listening.
Janet Jackson could be my baby mama. I don't care.
Deliver us.
Halle Berry could be my baby mama. If she was able to have kids at 50, she could be my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Nia Long, she could be my baby mama.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying?
No, not at 50. No. 10, 15 years ago, definitely. But at 50.
Nah, at 50?
No, we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time. That's going to wear you down.
Wear who down?
Her. Because the next 10 years, having a baby at 50, by the time she gets 60.
So 60 with a 10-year-old, that sounds crazy.
Not even that sounds crazy. But if she have a baby at 50, she going to look 70 at 60. The goddamn kid going to stress her the fuck out.
She might be drinking.
I got somebody here that says Lori for the streets.
Word.
She's not.
Lori,
she said that.
What she said? It's a lady said it?
I think so. Let me see. Okay.
She's not. She's not.
Her Instagram handle is Grace's great grandson. Okay, she says Lori Harvey and Mike B are 10 years apart. He was ready. She is for the streets. They broke up.
I don't think so.
I think that everybody.
How we know he wasn't for the streets?
See, the reason I don't think she's for the streets too is she was engaged before. Does anybody know that?
Yeah, when she was like
engaged
20.
Before?
Lori Harvey. She was engaged at 21 to a soccer player, Memphis Depay. He is fine.
And she wasn't ready then either.
He was fine.
She wasn't ready then either.
Well, word on the street is her mama was a player too. So
dated all the drug dealers and still reeled in a big fish at the end of the day.
She was raised up. That you just don't, just because they look like everything is on the up and up and he got all this money and he taking care of you and all that.
Damn, she said, man, she been with half of hip hop.
Her mama give me the black Christian. Her mama give me black Kris Jenner vibes. Like she is grooming.
She ain't even been with 2%. She only been with a couple of people that we know. Like, and then the other
she
part
said she been with half of hip hop.
I don't even think that a lot of times when we see these relationships, we really don't even be knowing the magnitude of the relationship because what you got to really think about and realize is that a lot of these people are so fucking busy. They probably only seen each other 7 times over the last 6 months.
Yeah, like just because she was spotted with these men and it appears that she was like with them. I don't know if she smashed all these dudes.
I mean, just be
my thing is, even if she did, who cares? Y'all care too much, yo. This is part of y'all problem.
I like her.
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't that serious,
he
yo.
said he'd take a 50-year-old baby mama Janet. I'd take a 25 Lori baby mama.
Yeah,
she can keep a nigga baby.
Yeah, keep a nigga baby.
Man, Janet Jackson can be my baby mama. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing I will say.
Forever, ever.
No.
That's one thing I will say about Miss Lori though. She coming out of all these relationships, child free. She doing something right.
Probably not fucking.
No, she probably fucking. She just being protected.
She kind of. I'm gonna be honest with you. Looking at her, you know how some people like well, I don't want to put nobody's business out there, but it's some bad motherfuckers out there. And sometimes the baddest ones be so boring. And,
Oh, Grace is
like
great. Grace. I
boring.
didn't say you said anything was wrong with it. I'm just saying I agree with you
Like,
to
they be
a
boring.
degree.
Okay.
Ooh.
So I mean, if you want to call her for the streets, whatever, I just think it's no big deal. You know
She's
what I'm
not.
saying? If
She's
she want,
not.
she can fuck whoever she want to fuck.
She's not.
I mean, I ain't mad at her. Shoot, at least she ain't out here jumping on the Nick Cannon baby mama bandwagon. Because
I mean,
that's really silly.
I'm not mad at him either, and
I am. Sorry.
I'm not.
I'm not mad. I just feel like in that type of situation, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like bro going through a midlife crisis. I've just off TV and off him being in the media. To me, it just seemed like bro was going through a midlife crisis. Like, dude done lost his shirt. I ain't seen Nick Cannon with a shirt on TV and I don't know how long. And they got babies left and right. He even said himself, since December, he just was fucking like crazy.
He also has lupus.
Well,
and so I'm like, you are creating all these broken homes.
part of
You
his
could possibly
his
die.
thing.
Don't
Yeah,
say
I mean,
that, Tasha.
No, I'm not. No,
well,
I'm
no,
being
he
a
said
realist.
he don't.
I have a friend
His
who
life
passed from lupus.
his life expectancy based on his. I guess he's had some.
That's crazy.
Some consultations with doctors over the last year or so, which is really where you've seen a lot of the baby mamas pop up over the last couple of years.
Yes.
A lot of it does have to do with his health. And
Yes.
I mean, you know, some people think it's selfish or whatever. I don't think
mad
it's selfish. But I think the people that he laid with, they both made a decision. And I can't be mad at
definitely.
I can't be mad at the woman for choosing to.
So y'all think he doing that because of his condition, like just trying
He said he said it
his
in an
legacy?
interview. You know what I'm saying? His thing is he's like, well, if I'm able to help procreate, that's what I want to do.
then I'm gonna keep doing it.
And
Well, he's able to do it.
But what about
he's in a. So this with the
They
funny
probably
thing.
got an
So this
agreement,
the funny thing. So we hear women say all the time they be mad about dudes who they make it like money is like such a big deal, but then they be like, no, money ain't a big deal. It's about you, how much time you spend with the kid. But if the dude is broke, that whole how much time you spend with the dude with your kids, that shit go out the water. No, I need that child support. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. Now we got somebody who happens to be well off, and at this moment in time, based on him in talking about it in interviews, he spent time with each one of his baby mamas, kids, or whatever,
I just think
the
it's a
time that
lot.
he's able to, and he's also able to financially support them beyond what anybody else
That's why I
that's a
said I
regular
think it's
dude
a
would be able to
midlife
do.
crisis. I think that
But-
he's able
So-
to financially do it, but at the end of the day, you're really not doing. I mean, you kind of doing the kids a disservice.
You
I can see if it was
are.
by the same mother, or it was really by the same mother. But the fact that you got about 6, 7 baby mamas, you got to realize that if something happens to him, the likelihood of those children being together is probably 10%. Because once he removes himself out of the equation,
The mom is
those
free to do what
women
she wants.
are not going to keep in contact and make sure that those kids stay together. Like, that's just you. Ask
Well,
for
I
too
mean, that's
many
an assumption.
persons.
We don't know.
And if they end up dating or in a relationship
know.
or married to somebody else, that household becomes that unit with those.
Because you asking for too many
people.
different families and too many different people who got shit going on to say, you got to make time this day, you got to make time this day, and then having them all at the same time.
Some of the women are pregnant at the
But
same time,
that's what
which
I'm saying,
means the
unless-
kid's gonna be born the same age. You can't be at 2 recitals at once.
No, you can't. And you can't control unless they in the same area,
think
same
it's-
school,
I think it's
same.
reckless.
Like, they got to all live in the same community for that shit to really work. Because to your point, if they all born at the same time and they all got a graduation, each one of those private schools, because I'm sure the shit private, each one of those private schools ain't gonna say, okay, well, what day is Nick other kid graduating today? Because we're gonna have to move the date so he can come to this one and that one. And that is the unfortunate part where you are gonna have to miss important shit with your kids when you have so many baby mamas. I'm not talking about having a lot of kids. I'm talking about when you have a shit ton of, like, anything got the 2 baby mamas, that shit's silly. That's just goofy. That just means
What
you
makes
really
him
don't
different
even...
or better than Future?
What you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
There's no difference.
Yeah.
To me, there's no difference because when you have that many kids by different women, you really not setting up a real foundation for your kids. Because how are they supposed to bond and really support each other and really have each other back when they get older if they all grow up under a different mother.
Unless they all live on the same compound.
It's a big difference between your dad kids and your mama kids. And I don't give a fuck how close y'all got when y'all got older, but when you grow up in the same house together, that's a different bond that only other people outside of who you grew up in the house with was that cousin that came over all the time, or the cousin house that you spent the night over with all the time. But unless y'all had that type of frequency where y'all spending a large amount of time together, y'all really do lose it. Like you lose that bond with that family member. And I think that nigga going through a midlife crisis. He's just popping them off.
I don't think it's a midlife crisis, but I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying, like
that's a lot.
He tripping. I mean,
so if we not 7 baby mamas.
Well, I don't want that many kids. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a lot.
So my thing is, if somebody wants to have that many kids, they should. If you have the means to do it, because we always talking about dudes that don't have the means, like, nigga, you shouldn't be having kids because you ain't got the means to take care of them. But you got somebody who has the means to take care of them. And we talking about multiple women
who
would
have more than that.
But we're still talking about multiple women who made the decision to be like, yes, I'm okay with having a child with you.
And to me, they are birds because you doing it because he got the means. I know if Joe Schmo from around the corner who really ain't got it like that come talking that poly talk, you gonna be laughing in his face.
But
so really, all it is, somebody got to dangle a check and you down to open your womb.
They want
and sell yourself short and sell your kids short. Like, to me, it's about the kids. They don't set the kids up for success with this decision. It's fully self-serving for adults. These no kid gets to choose the situation they're born into. So it's like y'all are making these decisions because it's what y'all want to do. But how is it going to affect these kids in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see no difference than people who choose to have kids on the regular, regardless of what your reasons are for them. They're typically self-serving because you decided I want to have a kid.
100%.
So 100%. It doesn't matter.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? We talking about all these people. They made a decision.
But you should want to set your
whether you want to be like, well, it sounds like these women, they got their kids set up. So however they looked at the situation and was like, well, it's Nick Cannon, and I know that financially, this is what I can do for my child because of this situation. Absolutely. Regardless of what I'm doing, and truth be told, I've seen some of the women, some of them were already professional women. They already working. So it's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think some of the women was at a place where it was like, well, I ain't trying to be with some regular dude. And if I'm going to have a kid, I'm going to have a kid with somebody that I know, like, I'm for sure know that I'm not left hanging. Because the biggest issue for some women is I have a kid and then I got to shoulder all of the financial responsibility. Now you in a situation where you don't. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, yo, they grown folks, whether you agree with their decision with it, like both people made the decision. The woman agreed to it. If the woman don't agree to it, he can't have a kid with him, right?
100%. That's what I'm saying. I think that everybody is right. Because, like, for me, like, if it were me, I would be looking at it like, how come you're offering me this kind of arrangement when I know you're capable? Because you married Mariah. You had your kids in wedlock with her. But you offering me this polyamorous, we can have these kids lifestyle. Like, I
don't even think it's that. But
I'm saying that's what it would be for me. I would look at all of those factors. Like, if I was involved with Nick Cannon in that kind of intimate way, and this is the proposition he gave, I would feel like, oh, so I'm good enough to breed. You married her. Like,
But I still think putting that in play in your decision making don't really make a difference because Nick Cannon was in a different space when he was with Mariah.
Don't matter.
He didn't.
You're capable of marriage.
Listen, he didn't plan.
I don't think they looking for.
He didn't originally plan to have a whole bunch of kids like this.
Right.
He had originally planned to just have kids with her.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. Then he finds out that he has this condition.
Right.
I don't think they really care.
His mind state, as far as how he's approached things, has changed.
Well, I didn't know there was a medical condition with him. I didn't know that.
So he's had lupus for a while. Like,
well, I knew he got lupus, but I didn't know that.
But it's also gotten real bad. Like, he's almost like died on a table.
Yeah. Didn't his first bout, like when he got diagnosed, he was still married to Mariah?
think he was still married
to her. Because I remember he had like a radio show, and I remember her saying like, he just got to take a break. He doing too much.
Yeah, he had to lead a radio show.
Yeah.
He left a whole bunch of stuff.
So that's why you having all these kids.
I said that. He said it.
But you're gonna leave them fatherless to me, eventually.
I ain't in that state of mind, so I can't.
To me, that's a life crisis.
I can't fathom. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a midlife. It's a life crisis.
You know, you have a terminal illness, and you are creating more lives, looking at it as like you're populating the earth. Okay, cool, fine, but like
they're not gonna have
you're going to leave them fatherless.
I get what you're saying, Tasha.
I hear you.
Like, but that is a conscious decision that both parents is making.
You know, I just think it's funny because when people make comments about stuff like this, because then on the other hand, we had a nerve to tell somebody who don't want to have kids that they selfish too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no!
So I'll be like,
you gonna die alone.
I just feel like people need to shut the fuck up. Do what you want to do. Do what's for you. Like it don't matter. Kids, like I don't have no skin in the game for Nick Cannon. If I had Nick Cannon's money, guess what? I might actually do something different. I might have some more kids.
I would.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, fine, hey, you know.
But would you necessarily do it that way? It's not the issue. The issue isn't having kids and multiplying the earth. It's doing it that way.
It just depends.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care if you have them or you don't have them. I just think
I'm just saying, like
Nick Cannon for the streets.
and not Lori Harvey.
He's definitely.
When y'all talk about somebody for the streets, how y'all gonna say she for the streets, but bro ain't for the streets?
Yeah.
Like fuck for them, bro, in the streets.
Yeah.
When you got 3 on the way at the same time, you already in there.
And listen, I don't by any means think that he's like with chicks that he doesn't have a relationship or connection with, or like I don't think these are one night stand biddies or anything like that. I think these are people he has relationship and rapport and connections with. I just don't agree.
I hear you. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah. I hope they all live together though. At least the kids.
They don't.
I ain't mad.
They ain't living the game.
And based on what he's saying, like all of the women know each other, know of each other, know about each other's kids, and I think, and because I've seen it in people with lesser stature than him, like I got a friend, he got 14 kids, 6 different baby mamas. All the mamas get along. They all raising their kids together. You know what I'm saying?
Good. But that's rare.
And they created their village. And I feel like because how Nick Cannon has done it, it'd be different if he was doing this and was not telling the women what was up.
Exactly.
So because he's being, I feel like because he's being forthright and his communication is where it's at. I think you know what I'm saying. These mothers will be fine.
When he's gone,
it's gonna be a whole new ballgame.
That won't be the same scenario. Because he's the orchestrator. He's the glue. Lead. He's the one that's keeping them all together. He's the one keeping them all happy. He's the one that's feeding them what they need to be fed to make sure that all of this works properly. But when he removes himself and that money is split amongst whatever agreement that they have or whatever is left for whatever child, that woman, this woman, and the other woman, they all going separate ways.
Apparently, he good. He has a lot of money.
But he ain't no billionaire.
Not a billionaire, but he close enough.
He ain't like old boy. What was the old boy with them 40 kids? There was on. I saw some video where he was like,
"You talking about the dude that's a truck driver?"
Yeah, he was like, "I don't pull out. I don't pull out."
Y'all, that's who y'all should be complaining about. Y'all complaining about Nick Cannon.
I think though this is what makes it an issue for me so much. So is that we are like, I would consider us regular everyday people. We are the ones who are viewing these stories, and it's very similar to like a lot of the people who would listen to Kevin Samuels' rhetoric. It's like, y'all, he was talking about high value men and high value people, but you got these dusties that want to adopt the things that he's saying. Exactly. So I get concerned when this stuff becomes news with people like Nick Cannon who actually got them
folks to believe that they can do these things.
But the thing is, the common folk been doing this stuff,
and it ain't working.
You know what I'm saying?
Half these motherfuckers locked up,
and that's why. And it's some kids with childhood trauma.
Man, I know some thriving poly relationships, and
that's poly relationships. But I don't think. See, it's the difference when they. In a relationship, it's a difference when it's that type of situation. from what I see, it's not even that type of situation with them. It's just an agreement. Like everybody just cool, but it's not. They not together. It's not like I'm coming. Me and her can come. All of us can go out. Like it's us gonna go out. Then we gonna go out. Like I'm dividing my time, but I can only bring my time when I bring all my kids together. But I still got to divide my time with these different women. Like that's too much. That's too much. That's just it's just a setup for yourself to go through some bullshit. And the biggest piece is him, though. He's the actual, in that situation, you the king, and this is your throne.
Yep.
And when you're no longer the king, and if it's just left to the queen, you got a lot of queens that's going to want to be the captain.
Who already going to have other kings in play.
Right. Separately.
And I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at
their kids gonna be set, which is why the women did what they did.
They're gonna be set financially
because that's what they cared about.
But that's all that's needed to make happy, healthy kids is some money.
Nope.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's what's gonna make them be healthy kids. I'm just saying we can keep talking about the situation all we want to.
Yeah,
the women made their decision. They wanted to make sure that their kids was financially set.
That's why they did it.
That's why they did it. So
no other choice.
Outside of that, it don't matter.
But
we don't know what other people gonna be. We don't know what other people gonna be in these kids' lives. So to assume that they not gonna be well because he gonna be gone whenever that happens, because we don't know when that's gonna happen.
No, I don't.
He feels like.
I'm
just saying because I know people that came from.
I don't think they're not gonna be well. I just think that it's just one of those situations where you openly are agreeing to create knowingly dysfunctional situations.
Yep.
So regardless of the financial aspect, regardless of the support aspect, you are willing and knowingly signing a child up who did not choose to be here in a dysfunctional situation. And there's just a guarantee that when you have that many women and y'all not all together and y'all not in an actual poly relationship and you just living that but not living it with them, you create an opportunity for these kids to grow up very dysfunctional.
You really think those women gonna be bringing all them kids together? Like, you think Mariah gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna get all Nick's kids to go?
I can peep that shit right now.
What?
She got the oldest kids.
Yeah,
though.
But they're still their siblings.
And
you think she gonna be inviting them all over for Christmas? Because them they brothers and sisters.
That's on Mariah.
No, that's on Nick.
That's not just on her.
It's not on Mariah. That's on
because
Nick.
You got to think about your kids' connection.
If she's making the main decisions for her kids, right? Let's say if Nick passed tomorrow, right?
Well, they ain't seeing the rest of them.
All I'm saying is, if Mariah,
then that's on her,
who has the decision making responsibilities.
They ain't seeing
if she be like, nah, you can't see your other siblings, that's on her.
Well, she not gonna say that.
Yeah,
that gets busy. We on the island right
now. Listen,
the kids can't come to because we're gonna be in Aspen.
I've seen her in action just backstage running the show. So I know how she probably. And I know she not gonna be with the shits. It might be worse with the kids.
That's what I'm saying.
She not gonna be with the shits when he passed. If them kids want a relationship with their siblings, it's gonna be when they teenagers and driving and able to make their own decisions.
That's the only gripe that I have is that is the dysfunction that you create. Because you know your ex-wife, you know these other women that you're dealing with, and just looking at them, like they all got something going on, they all nice looking. You can't expect all these so-called, what y'all like to call them, bad bitches, to get along when you gone. Like you get too many voices in one room.
All I'm saying is we don't know. All I'm saying is we don't know. They might and they may not.
They probably fucking peasants.
You see, ain't none of them a full-blooded sister because we ain't with the shits.
None of them.
No,
that ain't true. I thought it was a little chocolate
the last two.
She's not carrying Nick's baby. That is not.
Oh, that's not his
correct information.
To somebody else's baby.
Yes. Now she had dated Nick in the past, but everybody is assuming that it's his child, but it's not. She's having a baby with this Asian man. She done posted pictures of him and everything. So I don't know why the neighborhood talk reported
the chick he was having a baby with who baby just passed last year. She was a black girl.
Well, she didn't look full black.
The baby that had the lady that had the miscarriage.
Mixy like all the rest of them.
Or lost the baby after he was born.
She had a 5.
The baby that lost the baby after she was born.
5 months, they had a rare cancer.
That baby, that chick is black.
But see, that's the other part too, though. With his condition, there's a possibility that one of your kids is gonna have lupus.
This is why I think the whole thing is reckless. This is exactly why.
It's rare though, but the other thing that
with us ain't shit rare. It's unlikely for us.
Well,
medicine wise, you know what I'm saying? Because they say that, and then it becomes the norm.
She looked biracial like all them chicks.
Which is nothing wrong with that. He just like a little flavor in his life. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I don't, but I'm saying that's why she agreeable. The one that had the baby that passed away.
Oh, you saying a straight up sister is not?
It's
going
not
for
with
that.
the shit. No.
Well, that's why Mariah. I mean, she's not straight up, but I like Mariah.
Well, Mariah was first and married. She ain't even know he was gonna pull this move. Is basically
she
like.
Probably know.
You think?
Yeah. She probably
was already done and over with when he. I'm saying like.
Let me see her. I don't even know what the bras look like.
The joint it changed when he had his last.
So this one that lost the baby.
The baby lived 5 months, and
you gotta put another one in that motherfucker.
Oh God. Well, all of the mothers are gorgeous. I will say that they are pretty women.
This Alyssa Scott.
Her name is Alyssa Scott.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she fine as hell.
And they like, hey, give me this baby, Nick.
Shit, I would have put a baby in her. Sure would.
Man, it is what it is.
Focus.
But I do know that
I do know
he started. Okay. I do know that he started pumping out more babies after his last real bad episode, and he was in the hospital for a long time. And when he came out, he rededicated himself. As far as like, you know, when he started doing his new workouts, changing his eating habits and all that other stuff.
Well, that's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I hope he's around for these kids and he get to see them graduate and shit like that. And I hope that this health issue is like, you can't let that stick
I also
with you.
think it's got to be something else that was going on with the Mariah situation with just they co-parenting.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? I think he was like, yo, like if I'm going to have kids, I need to be in a more ideal situation and we can just have an agreement.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, boom.
I don't know though, because like he seems to be really close to the first set of twins.
He probably.
Oh, you know, I think he's. I'm not saying he's not close to the kids. I'm talking about the situation as far as how he deal with Mariah. Because as far as I know, they don't really like.
How about there's a possibility he don't deal with her?
Yeah, they don't. They're not like buddies. I don't never hear him now in any.
She said that they are. I read her book recently, and she said that they're friends. When did she write that book? Like really recently, within the last year or two.
I don't believe it.
I don't know.
They probably don't even talk. That bitch probably got all. She probably got a special manager to talk. You talk to Nick. She not fucking with him. She not talking to him. All that shit is going through that. Whoever the head nanny is, he talking to the head nanny, and she arranging it, and then she relayed a message back to Mariah, and she decided if she want to talk to them. Shit, this motherfuckers out here with no money that be doing that. So I can only imagine somebody like her with money. She ain't fucking with. She ain't talking to him. Like you out here running amok, busting off in all these hoes, and then you want to come talk to me and Kiki. Like Mariah is pissed. She's smiling with them cracked vocals sometimes, but I'm telling you, she's not going for it.
All right, so like at the end of the day, what this conversation boiled down to was again, Lori Harvey is not for the streets, but Nick Cannon is.
She's definitely not for the street.
No, in all seriousness, ladies. I just think we're at a different time in our lives in this era where
you can bust it open.
Well, I was gonna say where marriage used to be like a super big goal or end goal, but a lot of women right now are on and not just independent, but they on their discovery shit. You know what I mean? Like discovering self, discovering goals,
discovering new niggas at work. Yeah, y'all don't know all that.
And what it is you got to make marriage appeal to women now. Where before women just wanted marriage, but now it got to be worthwhile.
Yeah, because y'all got it all. Y'all
and we can take that lesson from Oprah Winfrey. She been with Stedman for 70 million years.
I wouldn't take no lesson from Oprah.
What? This turned into a new conversation.
Not in no relationship.
Yeah, we have to continue
we gonna wrap
next
that
week.
up. Not relationship wise.
But I'm just saying though. I'm saying that to say, if it's all about marriage all the time, she could have been Mary Stedman, but she didn't. So you don't got to get married, and that don't make you automatically for the street.
I think that's some deep rooted situation with Oprah.
All right, we gonna revisit that clearly.
But Stedman stayed around, so
why wouldn't?
I mean,
you know how many
$1
million deals Stedman got off standing around
Oprah's
Oprah?
bag.
I mean, I'm not tripping because I'd have been Stedman too. Y'all can say what
bag.
I'd have been like. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. I got a crib
I'm right
on
here.
Oprah's
Listen.
estate. I got my own house.
Listen, go in Oprah bag and reach the
We
bottom.
got our own cribs,
Oh,
and I
you can't.
live here.
Ain't no bottom.
My kids, everybody, whoever. Because I'm sure. Do Stedman
But you know
got kids?
that's rich people shit.
Stedman does have a kid. He has a daughter.
I knew it.
He has
I
a
knew
grown
it.
child. I
See?
think Oprah spoke at her college graduation.
Oh, whatever. Well,
Back in
the
the
moral of the story is nobody is really for the streets.
Yes, they are though.
Everybody's free to do whatever they want to do. If you're not married in a committed relationship or living with somebody that you said you committed to, other than that, bust it open.
And ladies, don't be afraid to vote for you and put you first. You ain't wrong if you do.
Y'all doing that shit already, so they don't need to hear that. Self-care.
Sir.
Oh, we got a minute. Well,
That's your favorite. Ladies been self-caring it up.
well, we appreciate everybody for watching and listening to us today. Hopefully you check us out again. Definitely go check out our YouTube, like, subscribe. Send us some more information. Remember, you can always email us at aladyandthesavagepodcast@gmail.com.
See y'all next Thursday.
Peace.